Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all Forex Shark related projects. So in this video, I'm going to show you a kind of a conservative guesstimate of how we will get 6,000 new members. And by doing so, we will 3x the garden contract balance by adding nearly $9 million to the drip garden contract. And I'm going to show you where that comes from. That's literally just from one of the many different marketing vehicles that Forex is launching over the next 30 plus days. So let's get into where I got this from. And it's all hypothetical, of course, but just to show you the power of what he's doing, let's listen to a clip that he mentioned so that we can get some context and I can show you where I've got these numbers from.
So when we're right now, for our marketing, we have an extremely strong marketing campaign. We have over 50 million followers worth of Twitter influencers that are scheduled, ready to go. And all of them are going to be making 20 plus promotions, 20 plus tweets about our project. So that means that over 50 million people that are specifically focused on crypto and crypto Twitter are going to be getting promoted our platform 20 plus times over the next month and a half. So I mean that's going to be massive. We have
All right, so we start with that number, and that's just the one platform or one area. There are multiple marketing streams that they're tapping into, but Twitter is a heavy focus, and he mentioned 50 million people that they will have eyeballs on. Now, I don't know how many different influencers they connected to. So like you can do a search for top influencers, and this is one of them that they mentioned, Wendy O. I listened to her on BitBoy, been to her channel a couple times. She has a lot of followers, very big into crypto, large, prominent female space, and obviously garnering a lot of women in the space. He didn't say that they have her on board, but Drip Guy Brandon asked if she could be contacted, and he said it's a possibility. But anyway, let's just assume it's people like this. He did talk about that he reached out to BitBoy or looked into BitBoy. BitBoy has more followers than her, but we don't know who they are. But the point is there's enough of them to where it's 50 million people. So I looked into her as well. You've seen her talking with Andrew Tate. So these people have like 250,000. So somehow, whatever ones he's talking to, so let's just say it's they have 1 million followers. That would have to be 50 different influencers. So I'm assuming these influencers that he reached out to have more than 1 million or whatever. But the point is there will be 20 promotions over the course of that month of marketing. So that is a lot of potential views coming to the animal farm. Now, if you know anything about marketing, you have like click-through rates and sales funnels. So this initial marketing coming from these influencers is just the brand awareness representation of the animal farm being launched and them mentioning it, right? So not every single one of them that see it, not every 50 million of them that see it are gonna come to it. But after it starts trending and picking up steam and showing up here more and gets retweeted, things of that nature, that gets people curious to go to the site and check it out. So what we can do is we can look at typical conversion rates. If you're familiar with B2B, business to business, business to consumer, basically when you do any kind of marketing, you're trying to get a certain percentage of the people that see your ad to click through and then go to your website, and then eventually from the website convert. And you have different steps along the way where you have different percentages of what they will do in conversion. So this is showing how different traffic sources rank in regards to the conversion. So you get 2% on organic SEO, paid per click on 1.2% to 1.5. So anyway, the point is that through all of these different ways, it's 0.3 all the way up to almost 3% based on how you convert. And I would imagine in crypto, it might actually be higher because this is a niche within a niche. And then the communities are very passionate and things spread virally. But I couldn't find any data on Twitter and crypto conversions. That's probably too new to even understand. But that is something Forex mentioned that they will be capturing in their competition lead generation tool. So they'll be able to find out what's working the most. But anyway, we want to get into the numbers. That's what you guys want to see. So I basically took some of this and just said, let's go with anywhere from 0.5% to a 2% conversion rate and run those numbers. And I actually did two different, like this, when you convert, it's basically saying from the initial of them doing organic search all the way to actually purchasing, 2.1% of them bought. So for every 100 people that organically searched for whatever this product was, 2.1 of them would actually buy. Just a quick message, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. That does help the channel as well as help bring brand awareness to all Forex Shark related projects. Thanks. And what I did in this is actually broke it down into two different conversions. So let's just say from the 50 million, you have a 0.5 click-through rate is what I put, meaning 0.5%, meaning out of the 50 million people that get contacted in that 30 days, 20 plus promotions, 250,000 of them will find themselves on the animal farm, right? So they'll hear about it, but only 250,000 find their way to the animal farm. 1% of them actually purchase after they get there. So I took a 1% from that. And then that means we would have 2,500 users. And where I got this USD value from on the animal farm is I basically took this value from drip.formulate that shows you what the average person has invested in drip. Am I in the right spot? Couldn't find one for the garden, but if we know what the average person has put in drip, it's just like I just decided to use that exact same number for the garden. Because remember, when they get to the animal farm, here it is, average deposit. They get to the animal farm, there's only pig pen, piggy bank, and drip garden. And I believe the drip garden is going to be the most bullish and easiest way, but that all depends. So I took this number, 1,926, because that's what the average user deposit was on drip. So it's like, let's use that same number here. And I actually made it a little lower, went to 1,500. So it's saying for every 2,500 users that came through from the 50 million, we'd end up with $3,750,000, or on the bullish end of 15 million. So then I went and looked at the average of all this. And these numbers are obviously variable. So take it with a grain of salt. You guys know I like to, dig into hypotheticals, but this is not far-fetched, not in the least bit. And that comes out to 5,750 users and about almost $9 million. Now, that $9 million actually triples the BUSD contract balance, because what's currently in the contract is, gotta go back to the garden. It's 4.6 million, I believe. So adding 9 million to that takes that up to 13 million BUSD LPs. So that is insane. Here it is. If that could happen. Okay, again, no guarantees, but people seeing these ads and going to the animal farm have to do something, especially if they're going to convert. And if he's doing this aggressive marketing that he's talking about, and that's just one of the many avenues they're going to be marketing in, then it's not unlikely to see them getting into the garden or the piggy bank or pig pen. I just personally think it'd be the garden, but obviously not everyone's going to go into the garden. So if you really wanted to be conservative, you'd say out of the $1,500, there are 3 different places they can get into. So only 1/3 of this would actually be in the garden, because maybe equal parts into the other 3 parts of the ecosystem, right? So, but again, these are just random ass numbers. Not random, because they're based off of some logic, and these can change dramatically. But just gives you an idea of what's possible. So I think that's insane. And again, I think this is a great opportunity for you to get your position in the garden. Let's look at what 1,500 would buy right now in plants, just out of curiosity. So $1,500 would get you 156 BUSD LP tokens, which would get you 37,000 plants. And remember, you can double your plants basically every month when you compound daily. So you can be at 100,000 plants in less than 60 days. So that is not a bad starting place in the garden. And yeah, very realistic in my opinion, of course. So let's see what happens. But that is bullish to me to see at a minimum using about 1/3 of this free 2.7 million dollars into the garden potentially, which could almost double the existing, not double, but add a good 50% on top of the existing contract balance. So yeah, Drip and the Animal Farm have a very bright future. So as always, please like, subscribe, push the 3K members, lift daily, and achieve your impossible. See you guys.